Hello everyone, what's up? It's me again, Youngmaster3, and yeah, what do you know, I'm back with a new video. And I was actually thinking of making a new top list, or if you can say top list, because I'm going to talk about the top 5 worst movies I've seen so far this year. And maybe I shouldn't have done a video like this until the end of the year, but I just wanted to show you some really bad movies that I don't recommend to watch at all. What are we waiting for? Let's begin with number 5. And at number 5 we've got Rani, that is directed by Boris Pavlovsky or something like that. I can't really remember his name, but the acting is terrible, the plot is terrible, the twist in the end is terrible, but for some reason, the only reason with this is that number 5 and not number 1 is because it's so bad that it sometimes gets funny. So I still enjoyed it, even though I hate it. So I hate it and love it because it's so bad. Pretty hard to explain, but I really love this cover art really much. So yeah, Rani. And the next one is a movie that I thought was going to be much better than it actually was, and the movie is Savage Bees. I was thinking about that this was going to be some insane and really good kills and gore effects and so on in this movie because of all these bees, killer bees and so on, but the kill count was not big enough for me, and it just got boring and I almost fell asleep very many times when I saw this. So yeah, not recommended. Savage Bees. Or it is recommended if you want to watch bad movies. Yeah. And at number 3 we got a movie which actually has a pretty big budget, I believe, but I just felt it was so boring and I just couldn't stand it. I mean, I know some people that really love this movie, but I think it was so terrible and so boring, and I mean, I don't really think it's anything bad with the actors. I think the actors did a good job in this, but the overall story just drove this piece of shit down to the ground, and the movie is godsend. Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about this, and I have no other comment. It's just overall boring, and I don't really understand why. I can't understand why Robert De Niro even is in this movie. He must be ashamed of being in this movie because he's been in much better movies. Stay away from this movie, godsend. And this one is so extremely bad, but some things about this is actually pretty funny, and it is ninja zombies. The only positive thing with this movie is the song at the end credits, which is 100 times better than the whole movie itself. The special effects or the CGI is absolutely terrible, and I don't even remember anything from it. I mean, just know that I really hated it because I rated it a 1 out of 10 on the movie database. And Lloyd Kaufman, I think Lloyd Kaufman was in this movie, if I'm not mistaken, but can't even remember it. But I remember it was really bad. So, ninja zombies. And then you probably wonder, how the hell cannot ninja zombies be on the number 1 spot? Well, what do you know? I watched a movie just, I think it was last week, not that long ago at all, and I was actually expecting this movie to be really good because it stars Michael Berryman and Sid Haig. Even though those two people don't have really big roles in this movie, they are still mentioned on the cover, and I was tricked again to pick this movie up. And the movie is called Evil Game, Casino of the Dead, but it's also known as Dead Man's Hand. And I hate when they write like this: Michael Berryman from the Hills of Ice and Sid Haig from the Devil's Rejects over there on the top right there. I don't really know if you can see it, but yeah, that's absolutely terrible because they're barely in the movie at all. They're just in the movie for about the last 20 minutes or so. The first half of the movie, or the first 80% of the movie, is just bullshit talking and nothing happens, and in the end it's just, in the last 20% of the movie is just completely bullshit and bad bad killing scenes and bad gore effects, and absolutely everything with this was so extremely bad, and it was so goddamn boring. I almost fell asleep while watching it, and the dialogue was terrible. I was so ashamed. I mean, I thought this was going to be so good, but it turned out to be a piece of shit, to be honest. So this is the worst movie I've seen so far this year. So yeah, Evil Game, Casino of the Dead, also known as Dead Man's Hand. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed and didn't get bored, and I hope to see you again as soon as possible. And now I'm going to drink some energy drink to get into better mood and just forget about all these bad movies. So see you next time. Bye bye.